Hey guys, thanks for watching. It's the 2nd of July. It's the weekend. Typically everybody's celebrating tonight. They're going to have fireworks here in my town tonight. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be out at the bars, drinking, having a few beers. Be safe out there. And just because you follow the law, maybe not drink tonight at all. Maybe have a couple beers. You stay responsible. Maybe somebody else doesn't. They swerve across the yellow line and they impact you. So just because you're following the law doesn't mean everybody else is. But have a good time tonight. We're going to have fireworks. I'm sure most of you guys are too. It's a Sunday night. So we're at the cabin for the weekend. The dog's out swimming in the pond. And what I want to do a video today on is a 3-shot zero. Just because I say 3 shots doesn't mean that's all you really have to do, but it should take no more than 3 shots to get you into the bullseye. The reason for the video is specifically this past weekend we went out of state. We shot in Massachusetts at a precision long-range match, and when I got there my zero came loose and I was off. I was actually about 1.2 mils high. The first stage was a cold bore shot, 780 yards, and I sailed one over the top of the target. And I took another shot thinking maybe it was a reload or maybe I did something wrong. Same thing, right over the top. Luckily, the second stage was a prone shot, 277 yards, paper. We had to shoot the eye box, and I could tell that I was about 1.2 mils high. So I came back after the stage. I ended up by just holding under. I did score some points, but so I came back after the stage, put my gear down, and I unscrewed my cap. And the way the Vortex razor is, I'll post some pictures here to get you in close, but the way the Vortex razor is it has an external cap, has an external turret, and then it has an internal turret. To get to the internal turret is actually what you use to make your adjustments, to fine-tune it, to get yourself on to zero your rifle. Once you get it zeroed, you tighten the external. There's 3 screws on the exterior, and those 3 screws are going to hold the internal wheel solid. You put your cap back on, and then when you want to make adjustments, you can use your external turret, and you don't ever have to worry about the internals again. The problem I've been having is that these 3 set screws on the exterior of the turret itself keep coming loose. This is about the 2nd or 3rd time this season that it's happened. The first 2 times I actually checked it. This past weekend completely blew my mind, and I never checked it. By the time I got to the range, my scope was off, like I said, 1.2 mils. So I contacted Vortex, and Vortex told me that you need to set these external, these 3 set screws at around 8 inch-pounds. So that's important, and that will be the same with the Vortex PSTs if you guys are running one of them. Today what we're going to do is a video on a 3-shot zero. Like I said, it's pretty simple to do as long as you have quality gear. You don't need a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 scope, even a $500 scope, as long as when you make your adjustment on your turret, the impact is actually going to move and your scope should track true. And that's basically the only thing besides having matching turrets with a reticle. Whether it's mils or MOA, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that they're matching, and most new scopes coming out today are always matching mil or MOA. Even with a second focal plane scope, you can still get away with doing the same thing. You have to check with your manufacturer. Sometimes it's 16 power. Most times it's full magnification is when the turrets and the reticle are going to match themselves. So just check with the manufacturer, and they should give you that information. And what's nice about this is that any distance you're shooting at, you're going to do the same thing. So if you're shooting at 100 yards and you're 2 mils to the right, you know you can either hold 2 mils to the left and shoot, or you can just adjust your turret 2 mils to the left and shoot, and you're going to be on the bullseye. Same with that 500 yards. If you're shooting 500 yards and you spot your splash low, if you can line that reticle up, measure with your reticle, take your following shot, you should be on. Pretty cool how they design those scopes. Today what we're going to do, like I said, 3-shot zero. I'm going to walk through this exactly like if you had a new scope or if you picked a scope up used. You can bore sight it if you want to get yourself on paper, but always bring the target in close to yourself, 15, 20 yards even, and take a shot there, get yourself on paper or on box, whatever you're going to shoot, and then make your adjustment left or right, center yourself up, and then back to target off farther. We got a target set up here about 20 yards. We're going to take our first shot at that. That way if our scope is off left or right, up or down, we're not going to send one high or send one low. We're definitely going to be on paper. After we get on this target, we're going to make our adjustment on the scope, get ourselves somewhat corrected. Then we're going to take it out to 100 yards, and that'll guarantee that we're on paper at 100. And then we could just make one more fine adjustment using the reticle to measure, and then we should be good to go. So let's get that started. Looking through the reticle, I can tell I'm pretty close. I'm about 0.3 or 0.4 high and about 0.2 to the right. Guys, just a quick recap of what we did. We set the box up about 20 yards from here. We took our first shot. We're 0.4 high, so we brought it down 0.4, and then we were only 0.1 to the left, so I moved it 0.1 to the right, and that was at 20 yards. That should get me on paper no problem at 100, and then we'll make one more adjustment using a reticle to measure, and then we should be on the bullseye. And obviously afterwards we'd probably shoot a couple groups just to verify, but that's how the 3-shot zero is going to work. So let's go check that one out. It's hard to see, it's a little farther, small target. I'll bring you over with me. Our second shot was right here, just barely clipped it, so that's a pretty small box. So all we got to do now is just measure from our impact here to our bullseye with the reticle. I just took a measurement with the reticle. We're about 1.1 mils high. The impact was at the very tippy top of the box. It's hard for the camera here to see it down there, so just remember it's right in the middle of that blue tape, right at the very top. And now we just dropped it down 1.1 on the reticle. We should be on the bullseye, and that'll be our 3-shot zero. We're in the green. First shot here, second one, and then we hit here on our third, and then I just shot a 10-shot group, and then I let my wife shoot a couple. She shot this group, and then she tried to hit this one here, and she ended up over here. But 1, 2, 3, and then a 10-shot group. So just to verify, I'm going to slide this over, take the center of that bullseye, or the center of this group, and try to move it over. So I just got to go over maybe 0.2 to the left, and we should be good to go. So that's the 3-shot zero. Obviously you're gonna have to shoot a few extra to verify, but you should be able to get on the bullseye in 3 shots.